Hello, it's a new week, and that means it's time for a new Pick a Card tarot reading where you get to pick a card, and together we'll explore the wisdom that it holds for us. This week's readings have some very strong themes of returning to innocence of childhood. We see possibly the beginnings of new abundance and wealth in your life, and also a great transformation in how you see your own prosperity. If any of that seems interesting to you, please keep watching. Be sure to like my video, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell icon so that you never miss a new upload. Also, be sure to watch all the way to the end because I have a free gift just for you. So let's begin. I think we've shuffled enough. We'll cut this into 3 piles, and these will be your choices for this week. The Six of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and Temperance. And I'd like you to pick one or any number of these cards that feel right to you for your message this week. You don't need to know anything about what they mean or know anything about tarot. And take all the time you like. And when you've decided, please leave me a comment and let me know what your choice was. Let's begin with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a joyous card. It's one that signifies often a return to more innocent and natural things, a reclamation of our youth sometimes. Generally just a joyous and happy card. And so for you, I think there is this calling to sort of return to a sense of innocence and a renewed sense of wonder about the world. Perhaps you've been feeling a bit stagnant and maybe even a bit sort of run down emotionally, like the world is kind of looking a bit grim, either the more sort of broader things going on in the world or more so in your own personal universe. And you're looking for some new insight, some new thoughts and inspiration. That inspiration, that new thing is already with you. And that's the important message here for you this week, is that you already possess this thing and you're just not seeing it or aware of it. Something's getting in the way of that, of sort of connecting with this deeper and renewing thought, idea, plan. You're blind to this thing. To find it, to connect with this, you do need to sort of go back into childhood, and not so much from a perspective of working through past traumas or pain, but more in the sense of regaining that innocence and looking at the world with fresh eyes. Some advice: a good way to work towards that might be engaging in some physical activity. It doesn't have to be intense exercise or anything like that, but something you really enjoy. Maybe something you used to do as a kid and don't anymore. So the universe wants you to take some time and play a bit, and play in a more physical way. So get out, ride a bike, hop on that skateboard you haven't ridden in years, something like that, and really return to that. And if you have children of your own, well, this is a great opportunity for you to engage in this through things that they like to do, play some games with them. And as you do so, you may trigger and evoke some deeper feelings. It may bring up some of that past um, unpleasant things. It's going to bring you back to the idea and the understanding of why you lost this. In other words, how you got disconnected from that inner child of yours. And that's something you will need to confront to some extent. It won't be a super difficult thing to do. It's not going to be the most painful thing you've gone through in your life. There will probably be some degree of discomfort there. But that looking back and really taking stock of what you sort of left behind or abandoned as you went into adulthood and life started to pile on, if you will, is really your way forward this week. You will have a much greater sense of renewal in your life and feeling young again. Next up, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a card of it's the genesis of new things in your life in terms of something physical. This might be a new source of wealth or income. It could be something like a new home or vehicle. It might even be something as physical as a new child in your life. That can also be a strong meaning for the Ace of Pentacles. This is definitely the birth of something new for you. And that the creation of this, the birth of that, is coming to you through a unification. So this could be a unification with someone external to you, again, in the sort of very obvious sense of a partner and having a child, but it also could be a new friend or even social acquaintance or someone in your career, perhaps, that is more than just a coworker, but is someone that you do have some, emotional connection with, at least at that sort of level in that context. And through that unity, you're creating the beginnings of the this new thing. The underlying sort of fuel for this really is an outpouring from your community. It's the completion of, or the totality of all of your interactions with the people around you. So, family, friends, the community you live in, and the broader world in general. The good deeds and good things you've put into the world have come to fruition, and they will bear the beginnings of this new thing in your life. So if this is something more along the lines of like career or job, then I would be looking, especially if you're kind of on a hunt and trying to find some new things. It seems that this will come through your network of people. This will not be, so, and again, the example of a job, this is not you just randomly applying to some job listing at some company you've never heard of or had any interaction with. That's maybe not even where you live. And like a relocation scenario, this is going to come through your garden of goodwill that you've planted over your time on this earth. So that's where you should be looking to cultivate this if you are still uncertain as to what has come forward. That union, that the sort of the mechanisms of this is going to come through a lot of communication with people. So there's a strong component of influence and communication and how this is going to play out and how you can sort of make this manifest. We have both the King and Queen of Swords here on your left and right in this scenario. So You're looking at speaking with a lot of compassion, with wisdom and intellect to others. And so, again, very much in the sense of a job type situation. Um, that seems, obvious how that sort of applies to something like that, or some other endeavor. Or say you're on a hunt for, a home, a house, purchasing a house, for example, or a car. You're going to find the thing you want, again, through really communicating open and honestly and kindly to the folks in this community and the others surrounding this. If this is more, again, the thing of like the new child, I feel a very strong pull here in the case of a new life in your life, a new offspring. Um, Again, if that's sort of where you're at with things, that's going to look like this happening with your partner in a not so haphazard way. So this is not going to be the kind of thing where you're like, oh, all of a sudden, I'm pregnant, let's do it. Even if it does, there's going to be a bunch of communication and honest discussion between you and the person and your partner in this. And you're going to come to a great sense of, so even if this maybe was a little bit of a surprise to you, you're going to have a great sense going forward that like this is the right thing for your lives right now. I don't see a great deal of conflict in this. So certainly be in mind of that and just communicate open and honestly and speak your truth to whoever's involved with this new thing. Finally, we have Temperance. Temperance is one of the major cards in the traditional deck of tarot, and this is a strong, a very big and major transformation in your life. It's one that goes beyond just material things. It's very much a transformation of your emotional self, of your feelings about something specific, and really about your life and the world in general. And we see that in the imagery here. The water in the cups always symbolizes emotions. The element of water is the element of human emotion. And as we're pouring these two things from one cup to the other, it's a little bit like a bartender mixing a drink, or a chef mixing something, or a chemist even mixing things to transform them into something that is greater than the sum of the two things, or things that have been mixed together. And so that's the key symbolism here. And we see that transformation being a positive and good one. We're looking at going from something that may have been more negative or neutral in our lives to something that is joyous and happy and beautiful and is aligned with our desires. For you, I sense that this transformation is going to be around your ideas about wealth and prosperity and abundance. The Five of Pentacles or coins here shows us this theme of fear, of being sort of left out in the cold, a sense of lack, of not having enough, a fear for one's own survival, perhaps. And this is a common and certainly difficult thing for all of us to confront in our lives. We all go through our own version of this at various times, some of us more than others. And so it is a call to reevaluate and look inward at what we really have. And a reminder here that our emotional selves, how we feel about these things, has a much greater impact on the outcome of our actual prosperity and abundance. That is to say that the more you feel abundant and taken care of and prosperous, the greater that actual money, wealth, physical things, physical health will show up in your life. and it begins with that emotional feeling. It is sort of the sense of, it reminds us that to some extent, we sort of have to be a little bit delusional about our lives in order to make things good and healthy for ourselves. If we go through in a state of feeling that lack and then reacting to everything like, I don't have enough, everything I encounter is essentially going to take something from me or puts me at risk, then you will never be open to receiving those good things and the abundance that the universe is trying to provide for you, because it gives the universe and the people around you a sense that you don't actually want the things being given to you. I mean, imagine if, you have a friend or someone in your life, and every time you give them a gift, or just try to do something nice for them from a place of unconditional giving and love, imagine that they just reject it or react to you in a way of, oh, you're just doing this I don't want this from you because I don't feel safe in taking it. In other words, I don't want your help. This is just a way of you sort of holding something over my head. And later on, you're going to guilt trip me about the thing you've done for me, and I don't feel like it's unconditional. Well, that's coming from a place of their receptivity, assuming that you are giving from a genuine place. And so imagine if they constantly reject your help and assistance and gifts and things you're trying to give them. Eventually, you'll give up, right? You'll stop trying to do that because it just seems like it upsets them and it kind of seems useless to do so. And so the universe is just like that as a whole. If you're not open to these things in your life, they will not come to you. And so that's something you really need to reflect on a lot. And the Queen of Cups represents that greater understanding of this within yourself. The Queen is the goddess energy, the reflective nature of the moon, the shadow self, and all those deeper things that you may not be aware of or acknowledge within yourself. And so as you go inward and recognize those things, you will have this new sense of abundance emerging in your life. You can expect a lot of things to come to you. The realization, first of all, you will come to a greater realization that you actually possess more than you thought. That comes through these new feelings, but you also actually see the actual physical things in your life and realize, hey, I have more things than I did. Maybe you'll look in your bank account and see that you have a bit more money. Maybe something was repaid to you suddenly or automatically, or you got some kind of refund or something like that. I do see a bit of personal materialization of this manifesting in your actual abundance in life. Or maybe one day you will wake up and feel physically better as well. You'll wake up and have this beautiful morning. We see that in both these cards, the Seven of Pentacles and then the Nine of Pentacles. And so through that little piece, as you've moved through the new emotional transition to this feeling of abundance, you'll get this little bit of encouragement from the universe. And then that will feed into even greater sense of abundance and achievement, and a greater idea and feeling that you really do have everything you need. Not just that in this moment you've kind of been saved from whatever your worries of poverty and lacking are, but that you'll feel like the way forward is one of greater wealth, not just in the moment. And so this will encourage you to continue on this path and sort of get you motivated again and sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel, and really a broader sense that the universe will take care of you, that everything you want and desire and need will be brought to you so long as you are open to that. And that's a very powerful message and a very transformative one to carry with you this week. So I hope these readings have resonated with you. Again, please leave a comment and let me know. And if you'd like to explore any of these concepts further, I have a free mini tarot reading personalized just for you. And you can take advantage of that by following the link that's in the comments or description of this video, depending on exactly what platform you're watching on. So thank you all, and I hope you have a beautiful week.